Good morning. It's about 7:37 a.m. Wednesday, April 6, 2022 on the East Coast of the United States. And I'm going to make something a little different this morning. I'm going to use my Vertuo, my big Nespresso machine, and I'm going to make what is called Cafe Marrakech. So, the ingredients I'm going to use are very popular in the Middle East and, places like Turkey and Arab kind of countries, and even in India. Many of these ingredients go into chai, which is something a lot of people in the Western world have become familiar with and enjoy. So these are the ingredients. So cinnamon, well, you know cinnamon, right? Cloves. I learned to like cloves. This is very interesting. I had to go to the dentist a lot when I was a little kid, but I really liked my dentist. And back in those days, they used to use cloves in a lot of the dental stuff. Yes. Oh, as a flavoring in the dental toothpaste, and I don't know, I have to look up why they always used cloves, but I really, really like that odor. It takes me right back. And cardamom. A lot of people are not familiar with cardamom, but they're getting more familiar. It is used in chai. It's used actually in a lot of pumpkin pie spices too. So you may actually have experienced the flavor of cardamom and didn't even know it. Okay, and I got a little brown sugar in here. And I've got some milk in my milk frother. Now, as far as the coffee that I'm going to use, I didn't have anything. I wanted to have a big cup because these are big spices, okay? And I didn't have a coffee that was just sort of a general all-purposes coffee. But this Forest Almond is the closest that I could come to it. And it's the almond is not overwhelming or anything, just hint of almond, and generally it's a nice coffee. So I decided I would use this. Okay, so this is what the recipe said. And by the way, let me get this milk frothing here because I'm going to want to put that in. No, I guess I'll put that in afterwards actually, so I can taste the coffee with just the spices. The recipes that I found said using the brown sugar and the milk will bring out the flavor of the spices. And the recipes all caution to start small with the spices. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and put just, not a whole lot of cinnamon in here. And it specified, put the spices in the bottom of the cup. Now, this is a popular sort of mixture of coffee that a lot of people like to drink cold. I'm gonna drink it hot today. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so, I don't know. A few shakes of cloves. Well, we can always add more, right? But we can't take out. Okay, and then the cardamom. Oh, that's plenty. Oh, it's very exotic smelling. Okay. Yeah, I got my hair cut shorter because I'm going to start swimming again soon. I haven't been able to swim because I had that stomach virus. Then my daughter's family had it and I was helping them. Then it was raining and I'm not swimming in that freezing cold water after a rain. So I've ordered some wetsuit tops. I'm gonna find one that is good because I used to do that when I swam years ago, and it made swimming much more pleasant. Because you know how you get in the water and you get to about here and you go, oh, I don't want to go any further. So the wetsuit top makes it much more pleasant. Well, anyway, that's not what we're here for. Just explaining my short hair. Okay, so I close the machine. And we're going to brew this forest almond coffee right on top of these spices to help give them the best chance they can have to dissolve. Keeping in mind that cinnamon doesn't really dissolve, it just sort of distributes itself through the coffee. But that's fine. And by the way, you know, if you ever put your cinnamon on top of your coffee, a lot of people do that. If you only put a little bit, that's fine. But if you put a whole bunch, be careful not to bring that cup up to your face and inhale, because that cinnamon will lift up off the top of that coffee, and oh, it's awful when you inhale it. Oh my goodness. So let me show you this here. So you can see spices are sticking around on the top. See if we can drown a few of them here. This is going to be almost 8 ounces, 7.7. This is a double-walled glass mug, which is why I've got my plastic spoon this morning, so I won't risk fracturing the inside of it. And this mug is 17 ounces. So keep in mind, the coffee is only about 8 ounces, but that crema adds extra height to it. Okay, so there we go. Okay, and we eject the capsule. Kind of give things a stir around here. Okay, now I'm gonna try it. Oh, that aroma is awesome. But you know what? I really feel like it needs that milk. I definitely would like sweetener in it. I've had this experience before with things with spice in them, or even things like peppermint tea, where if you put a little sweetener in, it really greatly enhances the flavor of the spice. So I'll take a small spoonful first and stir that in, and we'll see what happens here, okay? So if you just tuned in, oh, good morning, Kevin, and anyone else who's watching. I'm making Cafe Marrakech. I'm using Forest Almond from the Forest Variations on the Vertuo. And I have got cinnamon, cardamom, cloves, and now some brown sugar. And I'm frothing up some milk. So let me stir this again, taste it again. I can smell each one of those spices. Okay, my milk is frothed. I feel as though this may need a little more sugar. We'll see. Okay. You know, an alternative way to make something like this, of course, is to put your spices in your milk. But I wanted to taste it in the coffee first. Okay. All right, let's see what we've got going here now. It needs more sweetener. Oh, let me make sure. Okay, this is yummy, but it's almost like having a cookie without enough sweetener in it. Okay, I am not going to put any more brown sugar in. You know what I'm going to put? You know what I'm going to put. Some simple syrup. Okay, I don't want to pour too much. We'll try that. You know, because I've done that before. I have put in too much and ruined what would have been a perfectly good cup of coffee. Okay, we'll see how this is. And you know what? If any of those spices that I named are ones that just really don't appeal to you, maybe you're older like me and you have bad memories of that dentist's office with the clove oat, or maybe you want to leave the cloves out. That's okay. Now this is tasting interesting. Ooh. Oh my goodness. Actually, I wonder if I'd like more milk in it. I'm gonna put just a tad more milk. Let me get that milk. Okay, so this morning I've been using the simple almond milk, Simply Almond, which is one of the few milks available that don't have all kinds of ingredients other than almonds and water. Okay, let's push this back. I'll make some room for things here. Okay. You know, I can see where this, if it was cold, would be especially tasty. Now this tastes good. This is really interesting. Let me give one more taste, see if it needs more sweetener. Oh, it's good. You know, flavoring your coffee is much like a haircut, okay? It's like, don't cut too much off at first. You could cut a little, see how you like it. Cut a little more, see how you like it. Because you can always take off more, but you can't put back. Well, with your coffee, you know, don't put too much stuff to start with. Put a little. Add a little more if you feel like it needs it. But don't just dump it all in at the beginning, because yeah, how are you going to get it back out, right? Okay. Cafe Marrakech. And I'm just going to walk you over here to see one more thing. You know, I usually drink original line coffee, and I have been saving my coffee capsules and cleaned out a bunch of them, almost 250 of them. And there we go. And this is what I made. It's 2 feet by 3 feet. I had a lot of fun doing it. So, I hope that you have a lovely day and that you have a growth mindset that's open and curious and willing to try new things, and not a fixed mindset where you just always want things the same old way. I mean, certain things, yeah, you just like and you want to stick with them, but you don't want to become just sort of hardened like you're set in cement or something. But, you know, practice being a little flexible and try new things, even if it's just your cup of coffee.